Hey everyone, I learned a new one about the word of wisdom from another Why Religion podcast. Um, we all know that it was all about the majority of the word of wisdom is about how to take care of yourself. But there is that one slightly confusing part that makes it seem like we shouldn't eat meat at all. It's the part that talks about how animals are only meant to be consumed during famine. Uh, Now, the interesting thing is that it was actually talking specifically about wildlife. And at the time that this was given, there was almost no restriction on hunting whatsoever. And between the short period when the first English settlers made it to, or European settlers made it to the Americas, and Joseph Smith's time, there had already been so much hunting that people regularly began to notice how much less animal life there was then over just the past few hundred years. So, this part is talking about how animals should really only be killed if you mean to eat them, and especially wild animals. Domesticated animals like cows and pigs that grow on ranches um, or are cared for on ranches, that's kind of a different story, and I don't want to get into specifics there, but this part of the word of wisdom is talking about wild animals. And the way that Joseph Smith taught this lesson was at Zion's camp, they had come across a rattlesnake and they were going to kill it. He urged them not to, and they set the rattlesnake free because all life is sacred. Uh, we are to be given dominion over the earth and over the animals, and many animals are given to us for consumption. Uh, that does not mean that their lives are any less sacred, though, despite their purpose. Um, so after the rattlesnake incident, there comes another point when Joseph Smith shoots a gray squirrel out of a tree and walks away. And to his gratification, the men had learned their lesson and they went and took the squirrel, skinned it, and prepared it for dinner that night. Uh, they weren't necessarily in a famine or hurting for food, but the lesson was that wild animals are only to be killed if you intend to eat them, if they are meant for food. So um, I'm not going to say I'm against hunting. I'm not going to say I'm against ranches or meat or animal byproducts. But the overall lesson that I see from the word of wisdom as a whole is you've got things that talk about how to take care of yourself, and that one part that has a lot of implications on how to take care of nature. And in the end, it's just a respect and reverence for your life and all the life around you, other people and nature. So just reverence and respect for the sacred life that exists on this planet. Uh, I still love my meat, but I think it's important to know that animals deserve reverence and respect just like we do, because life is life.